Hey, what's going on? Rakeem Madison here, and in today's live video, guys, I'm going to be sharing with you a very powerful concept that's going to help you to take it to the next level in your business or in your life or whatever it is that you're trying to do. This is going to help you to be able to take it to that next level. So if you're just coming on, go ahead and drop me a comment down below. If this is your first time ever watching, go ahead and do hashtag replay and put a number 2 if you're ready for today's message. Look like Facebook kind of blurred me out a little bit. Let me try to fix it slightly. All right, so we're clear now. All right, so I know it's early morning. I know some people are going to catch this on a replay, pretty much probably 80 to 90% of you guys. But for the people that are on live with me now, definitely, I want to make this interactive. I want you to really understand what I'm going to be putting across to you today. All right. So hopefully everything's clear. Also, just put clear down below in the comments if you can see me. I know Facebook from time to time, they'll do it to where they'll make it blurry or they'll make the audio not match up with the mouth. All right. So let's go ahead and get into the content for today for the people that are up and they're early birds like myself. All right, so here we go, guys. Today we're going to be talking about, the one thing that you need to understand. And I noticed I said understand and I didn't say understand. The difference between the two are understanding is the person that basically just does the job, right? But overstanding is the person that understands, like basically the person who writes the business plan, right? The person that understands what it is and why it's this way. All right. So what's going on, Justin Bryant? Good to see you, my man. Appreciate you for stopping by. So yeah, guys, we're talking about the powerful concept. We're going to get into it right now. All right. So if you're on, guys, we're going to be using the computer, right? So this is a Macintosh computer, right? It has a keyboard and it has the brain, right? So I'm going to use the computer to explain to you the process that I'm going to, pretty much the concept that I'm going to be talking about. What's going on, Mr. Dave Anderson coming in the house? What's going on, man? Appreciate you for dropping by. All right, guys. So yeah, for the people that just missed that, or if you're watching this on a replay, we're going to use the Macintosh computer to break down what has to happen for you to get to that breakthrough in your life or in your business. All right. All right, so as usual, guys, I always got my notes, right? Because I do a lot of studying, just training, bettering my mind to get to that next level. So the computer, right? The computer is the brain, right? The computer is your brain, right? The computer has its own programming. Now the keyboard, right? The keyboard, and I'll get to that in a bit, but the computer is your brain and the keyboard is your mouth. All right, so that's the first thing. Now let's kind of go back to the notes here because I want to make sure I put this across this energy portal, because that's essentially what this is, that I'm putting this message out to you. All right, so we have two different types of brains, right? We have the poverty brain and we have what we call the quantum brain, right? Which is like the rich brain. So the quantum brain is basically where you're complaining about your situation, you're feeling like the world is against you, and every other thing else. You have excuses and so on, but deep down inside, right, you still want to be successful, right? But you're not willing to put the same work that the people that have the rich mind or the quantum mind, right, you're not willing to put that work in as they're doing. And I'm not saying that to say, hey, it's all about hard work. Because there's some people who don't work harder, but they have a certain set program that works for them. All right. So what's going on, Angela? Angela says, good morning. What's going on? Good to see you. All right. So yeah, guys. So basically the two brains are the poverty brain and the rich brain. OK, poverty brain is the victim mindset person. Right? And the rich brain is the person who's creating their own reality. Okay. They're always in a positive vibration and they're in control of their thoughts, emotions, and the actions that they take. All right. So those are the two different brains. Now let's kind of transition into how this can relate to your business, because I pretty much have this stuff all laid out. All right. So how does that relate to your business? You have to change the program before you truly change your actions, which becomes which basically those become the habits. All right, so let me say that again. Let me read it directly from it, right? Because like I said, I'm reading a book, and I highly recommend you guys to pick up the book, Breaking the Habits of Being Yourself. All right? All right, so you have to change the program before you truly change your actions, which become habits over time. So all of us, right, we all have a programming that we've had for years, right? We've had this programming since we were kids, right? So what does that what makes up that programming? All right, so here we go. So the programming is going to be the keyboard. So we talked about the computer being the mind, the brain, right? But the keyboard is synonymous to your mouth. So your mouth, the keyboard, right? The keyboard inputs everything into the computer, right? So the programming is already made up of what you're continuously putting into the computer. So the programming when it comes to your mind is your mouth, right? The keyboard is the people that you hang around. The keyboard is also the books that you read, because think about it. Everything that you put into your mind, right? When you're reading and all these different things, you're just putting the stuff in your mind, right? So the keyboard is the people you associate with. The keyboard is the books that you read. The keyboard is the environment that you surround yourself with. And the keyboard is how you grew up, how you were raised, right? So if you think about all that, all of those things can be changed. Every single last one of them, right? So we started with your mouth. What comes out of your mouth? What story are you telling yourself every single day, right? Are you saying, oh, I'm ugly, right? People talk about me. Oh, and all these different things. I got a big nose or whatever, right? Everything that you're saying to yourself every single day, that's creating the programming that you have, right? What's going on, Melissa? Good to see you. What's going on, Tina? What's going on, Annie? Good to see you. Property, brain, rich brain. Awesome. What's going on, Kiara? Good to see you, man. Appreciate you for stopping by, man. So yeah, guys, the keyboard is the programming, because you're inputting everything into your mind. Okay, so that's how it relates back to your mind. All right, so now let's talk about since you can change all of those. You can change the books you read, right? You can change the people you surround yourself with. You can change the environment. But out of all of those things, you can't change how you grew up or how you were raised, right? You can't change it. But what you can do is you can unlearn everything that you knew coming up, right? Because some of the things that we were told, when we were coming up, some of those things are not, they don't apply to the world that we're in now, right? We're in a whole different century. So some of those old things, some of them can apply, but then there's some of them that can't. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. So when you change these, the way that you change those things is kind of like what I just said. It says the way you change the program is to put brand new programming and unlearn what you already know. Okay, basically exactly what I just said. Now, how does this relate back to income? Right? How does all this relate back to income? So let's talk about it. We all have a set programming for the amount of income that we make every year, right? Now, we either make, some of us that make $20,000 a year, $30,000, $50,000, $100,000, some people even more than that, right? That's our income, our set programming, the income that we're at. But most of us that are in business, right? Most of us, the number that everybody wants to hit, if they haven't hit it yet, is $10,000 per month, right? That's the number that most people, when I have a conversation with people, that's what they say. They say $10,000 per month. Some people say 20 and some people say 30, but 10,000 is the set number. So if you're making $20,000 a year, right, your programming is set for $20,000 a year. So that means that when someone says, okay, when you say 20,000, you still can't paint pictures of how you're going to create that $20,000 per month. So it's very difficult for you to be like even if you're doing the actions that whoever, your mentor or sponsor is telling you, like if you're doing the actions, even if you're doing them, it doesn't matter because your programming is still set for $20,000 a year, right? This is where visualization comes in. Like when you wake up in the morning, what's the first thing that you do, right? What's the first thing that you do? I'll tell you. So for me, right, and you can answer it in the comments if need be. So for me, when I wake up in the morning, right, I'll start my day. I'll start my day. Usually what I would do before, and I'll be completely honest, what I would do before, the first thing I would do when I wake up is to check my phone for notifications, right? That would be the first thing that I would do. I'll open my eyes and I would look at my phone. And what I found when I would do that, right? Let's say, for instance, and this was when I was really not getting the results that I was really trying to get. You know what I'm saying? And every day I would log on to Facebook, look at my email or whatever, right? And I would see something, not every day. I won't say that I saw negative every day, but if I see something that creates an emotion in me, right? And it's not a good emotion, that just set my day. That set the tone for my day. Pretty much for the rest of the day. But let's flip it, right? Let's say, okay, when I open my eyes, the first thing that I do is I close my eyes back and I visualize what is it that I want in my life, right? So I'm basically like tying, like, okay, this is what I want in my life. This is what I'm grateful for right now, right? And I think about what can I do today that's going to get me to the goal that I've written down, right? That I continue to write down daily. Because what I will say to you is, if you're not like actually, putting this stuff out to where you're writing it and you can visually see it. And notice I said write it, right? Some people, they have it on their phone, but it's a difference when you use like a pen or a pad and you're writing it down. It's a feeling attached to that versus just putting it on the computer. And especially if you're doing it every day, it goes back to the keyboard. You're inputting that into your mind, right? So if it is $20,000 a month, right, you're seeing it every day, right? And every action that you're taking is going towards creating that goal, right? But with that goal comes your why. You notice you probably heard the saying, if your why doesn't make you cry, then it's not strong enough, right? So for me, it's my kids, right? It's my family as a whole. So with that being said, I understand that in order for me to hit that goal, I have to tap into that why every day, right? Even the days that, I don't feel like doing it. And really what that is, you understand this. We are all in control of our minds, right? Our mind doesn't tell us what to do. Okay, we tell our mind if we want to drink water, we drink water, right? We're in control of our mind. And when you understand like that concept as a whole and understanding that we have programming that's already set, that's been going on for years and years and years and years, the same programming, that's what comes out of you. Okay, and when you unlearn that, that's when you'll get to that breakthrough. Okay, so let me kind of get back on task. I know I kind of rambled a little bit, but let me kind of go back to the income. So tying back to that is you have a set programming for income. Okay, so Jeff Bezos, right? He makes millions of dollars per day, millions a day, right? Not a month, a day. So he has a set programming, right? He has that set programming of making millions of dollars per day. But notice he's not working harder to be able to accomplish those things, right? It's because he has a set programming that's already there. So how do you do it, right? You have to visualize every single day. Okay? Write your goals down every single day so that you can see it and that it's visual and you're constantly seeing it. You're thinking about what you're also grateful for at the same time. Because what happens is, music, TV, and all these different things has trained us to basically associate happiness with, materialistic things, right? We can be happy right now. You can be happy right now. It doesn't take the materialistic things for you to be happy. But because of like I said, the movies and different things, they make it that way. Understand, whatever you want, And whatever you put into your mind, that's what it's going to believe. So if you're saying, these negative things towards yourself, then your mind is just only going to take those things in, and it's not going to play out in the role that you really want. You know what I mean? So let's go ahead and get to pretty much the last part of this, guys. If you're still sticking around, I appreciate you for sticking around. What's going on? Cecily, sorry. Angela says, I start off with prayer. Awesome. Cassie, what's going on with you? Appreciate you for stopping by. So yeah, guys, the last portion of this, guys, is the daily programming habits. I kind of hit on it a little bit, but basically, I talked about the book, Breaking the Habits of Being Yourself, right? And sort of the things that I'm bringing to you right now, all I literally do is I follow this method, and that's with anything that I do. It's learn, implement, teach. Okay? Learn, implement, teach. So I've learned, right, some core concepts that are key to succeeding or getting to the breakthrough. I've started implementing it more and more in my life, and now I'm teaching it to you. So there may be somebody who may not know, that's within your audience, may not know any of what I'm talking about right now, but you can become an instant authority and share these things with them as well. All right. So, besides that book, it's by Dr. Joe Dispenza. So definitely check that out. Go on Amazon. If you got it on Audible, if you got Audible, just go ahead and get it off Audible. Powerful book. All right. What's going on, Jan? Good to see you. Appreciate you for stopping by. All right. So yeah, guys, basically the moral of everything that I've talked about today is this: whatever you put in your mind, it will believe. Okay. So comment with a 1 down below if you understand that. All right. And the last but not least, the brain is the computer. The keyboard is like your mouth. Whatever you're saying, whatever you're saying, the thoughts will create an action, and that action will create a result. Okay. So I'll say it one more time, and if it makes sense, maybe you got to watch this again. Just put a 2 down below. All right. So the brain is the computer. The keyboard is your mouth. Whatever you're saying, the thoughts will create an action, and that action will create a result. So what that basically means is be aware of your thoughts and your emotions, because whatever you're thinking, that's what's going to create the action that has to happen. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense, and if it doesn't, just watch this over again, just so you can get an understanding of what I'm basically presenting to you guys, and definitely pick up Breaking the Habits of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza. All right, so hopefully you got some value from today's live. It's pretty much weighing down over here in Asia. I know over in the States, it's, early in the morning. I appreciate everybody that stopped here on the live to check this out and get some valuable information. Definitely share this out with somebody that you feel that needs it. And I look forward to seeing you in the next live video. Peace.